Okay, well, hey, this time what I wanted to do was talk a little bit about cosmetic dentures. Probably the first thing to establish and get out is cosmetic dentures are fabricated by a lab technician that is a step above the regular lab. These dentures are going to look like real teeth, like real tissues. The dentures are not going to have that fake acrylic look. And if you look at someone's dentures that are just regular, the pink tissue part is going to have little purple fibers, little colorizations that just don't look real or natural. And for whatever reason, that's the way that the dentures developed over the years in the lab industry. With the newer materials that we have available today, there is no reason dentures have to look fake. And that takes a bit of homework on the dentist part to find a lab that is capable of providing this level of service. The dentist can't do it alone. One thing I like to also point out to people is that the process when we're doing our neuromuscular cosmetic denture, well, we often use the existing denture as a template. So to save time, save visits in our office, we often will use the previous denture to take impressions, to verify dimensions, the look of the desired end result. So it does irreversibly change the denture in order to do this. So if a person really wants to have their old denture unaltered, then we may have an extra visit or two involved to achieve the overall goal. But if we want to do this as efficiently as possible, we often are going to use the original denture to take some impressions and send that information to the lab, not as an end result, but as a guide to get us going. So that's one step that we do in our office that is a bit unusual compared to other places. Some things to know about dentures that are fairly common. If you have dentures that are using adhesives, then you know that these dentures are poorly fitting. So beyond the cosmetic aspect, they're just not functional. If you're using adhesives, that's a sign that something needs to be done. Some people just look at adhesives as a part of the process, that you're going to have to wear adhesives as well. The only time that we really are using adhesives are when people are healing from extractions or some surgery and the dentures no longer intimately fit the way that they should. And so the adhesives are a temporary measure and not a way of life. Sometimes dentures just didn't fit very well from the beginning, that the fabrication process just never really worked very well at all. And they're poorly fitting because of the initial placement, and sometimes they're poorly fitting because as time has gone on, they never got relined, or that there's been a change to the anatomy, and the denture that used to fit great no longer fits as well as it used to. Dentures themselves really should be relined every few years. A fairly good average to rule of thumb is every 4 years reline the denture to make sure that it fits well. When they're not fitting well, bone will resorb and shrink away at a much faster pace. Dentures themselves, we like to describe it, they're a poor substitute for teeth. That dentures are a great alternative to lack of teeth, but are not a very good alternative to teeth. And that's a hard concept for many patients to get past. Now, I always tell people there are three types of dentures. There are the economy dentures, there are traditional dentures, and there are neuromuscular cosmetic dentures. And the neuromuscular cosmetic dentures are the only types of dentures that we offer in our office. It's the best that I can do, and I'm just not comfortable giving less than my best. Economy dentures are the types of dentures that are probably you've seen coupons for. You've seen probably very common. The denturists and the clinic chain type dental offices are going to offer the economy dentures. They're designed to be inexpensive. They sacrifice both the fit and the appearance to give you a lower cost, but you get what you pay for. Because they're not highly customized, this is going to have a fairly quick turnaround, and so they're often sold as dentures in a day. Traditional dentures are probably the most common types of dentures that most general dentists are offering. They typically fit okay. They look okay, but they really, I think, lack in the functional department. Probably the most bothersome thing that people complain about is the stability. And stability in eating, it prevents them from enjoying the favorite foods. With the cosmetic dentures, we're using the same principles of cosmetic smile makeovers that I use when I do a porcelain veneer smile makeover. We're looking at the overall face, the overall appearance. We're using the neuromuscular concepts. We use a TENS machine to get the muscles to relax and to help create the perfect fit. The dentures themselves, often when in the process, I have to use two hands to remove them from the mouth. They get such a great seal and fit so very, very well. As long as there is bone. We have had some people occasionally come in and there just isn't any bone, and the only way to get the dentures to stay put is to use implants. So implants, stabilization, implant support for dentures sometimes is the only way to go. The cosmetic dentures also, when done properly, will give a facelift type of an appearance. I've seen dentures that were done at the economy dentures where they just didn't quite fit. The person, their nose and chin were still too close together. The dentures themselves were very, very thin and broke easily. That wasn't taking any consideration of the facial dimensions, and person kept drooling and had very jowly looks to them. Their cheeks looked puffy because their nose and chin were too close. By separating the nose and chin to the proper distance, we were able to give really the appearance of a facelift. It was a life-changing experience when we do this, from using the cosmetic principles. So cosmetic dentures, to sum up, the best thing about them is they're going to look like teeth. The tissues are going to look like tissues. They're going to fit very, very comfortably. They're going to function better than any denture you've ever had before, and they are fantastic. I hope this answers your questions in general about cosmetic dentures. I'm sure there are more questions that you'd like to have answered, so please feel free to give us a call at 241-5533. That's area code 206-241-5533. Our website is drtimmerman.com.
Dr. Timmerman is known internationally with licenses in multiple states in the United States, plus Belgium and Dubai, for cosmetic, implant, and sleep dentistry, with fellowships in the International Congress for Oral Implantology and the Academy of General Dentistry, and a diplomate in the American Board of Dental Sleep Medicine. If you would like to become a patient of Dr. Timmerman or simply have questions, please go to our website, www.drtimmerman.com. That is www.drtimmerman.com. Or call us at 206-241-5533. Or you could email questions for an episode of a future podcast at thewholetoothpodcast@gmail.com.